Speaking of revenue, the next portion of the agenda is old business. Bob Fox from the Digester. I'll be coming in and you guys.
The refreshments?
There will be refreshments.
Then I'm there.
Down in Manchester, you got plenty.
Who are you with?
Nixon Peabody.
So if you want to.
Call to order.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
We just need to entertain a motion for a chairman for tonight's meeting.
Okay. I'd like to make the motion to nominate Dave Phillips.
I will second that motion.
Aye.
Dave, you are the chair.
Unanimous.
There we go. All right.
David.
All righty, thank you. So, all right, so I guess I'm acting chairman. I'll start out with, see, we have some, new business, Hostler and Jekyll, if I'm saying that correctly. It looks like we have a team. Eric, John, and Beth. And, so I guess we'll start out with, you've got a slide deck loaded up there for us? Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to, stand into, I felt so comfortable just sitting there, I got to tell you, especially today on my knees. My name is John Deneen, I'm Executive Vice President of Postler and Jekyll Corp. Thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you for having us. With me is Eric Postler, our CEO, Elizabeth Postler Howard, our CFO, and John Patterson, our Vice President. We're here tonight to just give you a quick high-level overview of Postler and Jekyll and what our intentions are through our application here. For you. Next. So Postler and Jekyll, full-service mechanical contractor. This is our 60th year for a family-owned business. Eric and Beth's father, Eric, founded the company in 1964. His vision, as it is today for us and carrying forward, is our vision is about providing the best value for our clients. We have 9 office locations. We're in 5 states, grown from 1 office to 9 locations in 5 states, and we provide coverage and our territory. We consider it in excess of 80,000 square miles. Our revenue for last year was approximately 147 million, and our current and trending backlog is about 80 million here in 2024. Did I say 180? No, 80 million. You're right. Okay. Oh, we're going to get all the people for 180. So part of Postler and Jekyll is basically we're a construction firm, we're a mechanical service firm. So our service group, we offer complete maintenance and repair, HVAC, plumbing, and refrigeration, temperature controls. So we have 24-hour availability. We have over 160 service vehicles on the road in that 80,000 square foot territory, and you don't want to be around the CFO when she opens up the gas bill, because that's a big gas. 170 service techs operating, and we have 35 office employees, and that's spread amongst, for the service group, that is spread amongst the 9 offices. So next, here. Our construction group provides HVAC, plumbing, refrigeration, and sheet metal construction, new and renovation. We do larger commercial and more industrial style work. We're in hospitals. We're working on the U of R's bed towers. I personally did quite a few years spent here at Thompson Hospital doing HVAC and plumbing work as that hospital complex expanded. We have manufacturing, higher education. We do grocery stores. As a matter of fact, I want to know the key larger grocery stores. You can imagine who. We follow them wherever they are, and that's part of the reason for some of our expansion into other states. We also bid on and also do work and provide services to municipal facilities. We have a design build and design build assist development group. We work with clients to come up with what we believe is best value for their upcoming projects. We also do traditional bid, negotiated and open book contracts. We are a single source. We consider ourselves a single source, HVAC, plumbing, controls, type contractor. Many of our clients and our CM friends look to us as what's called a strategic mechanical contractor, such that we would get in and we often partner with them, participate as part of the GMP to develop a budget and stick to it, and hopefully keep the client stick to it, and everybody's happy at the end of the day. Our construction group, we have over 200 field construction personnel. That has approached close to 300, as it might sometime between now and the end of the year. And it fluctuates, as one can imagine, with the seasonal work of construction. We have 80 full-time office employees amongst our three main construction offices, Rochester, Albany, and Elmira. We have 3 pipe fabrication shops, Northern Fabricators, sheet metal shops. And we'll go to the next slide there. That is we do sheet metal HVAC installations, and we do our own fabrication of the sheet metal product, taking raw metal and producing it into rectangular or round ductwork. Our current spaces, of which there's 3, total about 25,000 square feet. We end up having about 14 to 16 full-time employees in there. However, our current space at the main manufacturing facility, where our efficiency is about, maximum efficiency is going to be at 12 people. That's all we can handle between handling large duct and having all the equipment going through. So what are our thoughts and options? Were, okay, well, let's expand the space. That was not an option at any of our current places where we lease. Go to overtime or second shift. Both are not only tough to manage, they can be tiring and weary on people. And there's a safety quality factor. So we try to stay with the first shift and only go to a second shift or overtime as occasionally needed. The third option, which we certainly don't want, is, hold on.
No.
You're good. You're halfway is good too. Is crew reduction. We're currently over capacity, and because we have 3 locations, we're spread out. Our goal here is to eliminate those basically a high overhead cost and the inefficiencies of producing the product that we're currently suffering because of the expansion. We'll talk about that in the marketplace. So, as a matter of fact, we had to relocate some of our manufacturing from the main manufacturing facility to another leased facility, which was primarily designed for storage, and we made that into fabrication and storage. So, as I talk here, you can probably feel like the heaviness of the overhead creep up on us, and it has. Next slide. So, however, what's the economy like? Sheet metal market conditions. Well, there's tremendous expansion going on in the mechanical market, which is also the HVAC sheet metal market. You've heard about the mega projects. There will be unique and specialized ductwork fabrication, especially, that will be required for those facilities. We'd like to participate in those. You've all probably heard of the project 74 miles down the road in Clay that's coming about. So that's going to create a lot of business. We currently have quite a bit of work that we are looking at and pursuing as it is. So add that to our current volume, our current situation. We need to be able to expand. We need to be able to expand quickly. We are one of only 2 sheet metal manufacturers in the area. We feel we have large potential in our territory, and I flew by fabrication. Fabrication is the key to our success here, but it has to be cost effective from a sheet metal perspective, but even in the piping realm. You know, you don't want to double and triple handle materials. And you certainly don't want to have rework because you're overcrowded. So, again, there's a huge potential in our territory. We do distribute finished sheet metal products to HVAC and plumbing contractors throughout the state. Yes, even our competitors. We also distribute to wholesalers so that somebody can go buy something from Home Depot, and sometimes that's our product. Next. So the Hostler and Jacobs planned growth. Northern Fabricators is a DBA under P&J. And so the planned growth for P&J and for Northern Fab is to continue to go where our clients have gone. As our clients expand here locally, but across those 80,000 square miles and beyond that 80,000 square miles, we need to stay with our clients. We need to stay with them and take care of them and give them and provide them with the quality that they had from us here locally. So in order to do that and stay competitive, to be cost effective for our clients, we need to be able to consolidate our Northern Fab facilities. What we're thinking is that we'd like to have, that be at 51 Victor Heights, physical expansion plans there. The dots are just to remind ourselves to mention that as a company, the rest of Postler and Jekyll has grown tremendously too. We have 5 locations. Doing this will reduce us to 3. There'll be 2 back in Rochester, a large service group and a large construction group, housing all those people. We need to find a location where we're all under one roof and we're close, in very close proximity to our sheet metal operation, fabrication facilities. So that's some of the crystal ball future. I will tell you it's coming at us fast and furious. So we need assistance in getting all this done expeditiously. What we're looking for as we've applied in the application, and Eric and John and Beth have been intimately involved with that. We are looking for the 10-year pilot and IDA sales tax exemption for the building renovation. We are also looking at a possible future expansion, which I'll address in a second here. But at this point, we are just talking about the initial purchase of the building at 51 Victor Heights. Okay, and mortgage recording tax exemption. Next. So what I've included very quickly here, the yellow is obviously a future addition that I just mentioned that we feel that we're going to need. The existing facility is there to where we would be putting our all of our sheet metal operations into this 36,000 square feet facility. So we feel that that's a great start, but in order to meet all those things I already talked about, we also are going to be looking at a future addition next. So that 20,000 square foot addition, it was our understanding as we looked at the properties that the prior owner had possibly submitted something for approval, including supposedly having the CEQA review. We haven't been able to secure that. They haven't been able to secure it yet. However, we would like to pursue that and keep that going. If we can add that 20,000 square foot addition, we know it'll add at least 5 full-time jobs, manufacturing jobs. These are average wage package for a sheet metal worker in our shop is plus or minus $90,000, not including overtime. So it's a decent paying job. And then for the future, like I mentioned, we would be looking at possible other expansions too, and as part of the Postler and Jekyll expansion as we continue to grow, and hopefully this economy and so forth, it grows for all of us. So at this point, open it up to questions for the team here, and I thank you for your time, and if I confuse anybody, don't hesitate to ask for clarity. Thank you.
Brian, we should open the door.
Nice questions?
You're buying a building from Equalese?
Yes.
They
It is-
changed their tune. Okay, good.
The building is where car engineering was several years. They have moved into the village of Victor now. So it's currently an empty building.
So your company's been, really started in the Rochester area, didn't it? Yes. Do you consider that your headquarters area still?
Yep.
Yes. So, and then moving to this location, you're talking about 5 full-time jobs would be created. Is there other jobs that are gonna come from, you're consolidating some other
Let me
locations?
clarify, that 5 full-time jobs would only be added with the square foot addition, correct?
With the
Yeah.
addition?
The new one, right now, that 12 to 14, whatever we have up there, is gonna go up to 18 in 2025. So that's before this.
Our initial one before it is
The purchase.
With the purchase of it and the jobs creation, and that also jobs coming from, you're gonna, sounds like you're consolidating a few locations.
Yeah.
So there's probably
3
gonna be,
locations into one immediately.
so you're gonna have some folks that are jobs that are already there, they're gonna come. So is that included in that 12 to 18, or is that?
But for clarity, we're gonna have a net add.
Yeah, we're currently roughly 14 to 16 is an average right now. The plan is we'll get to about 18 with just the building as it stands today, after we do our renovations. And then plan is to build a 20,000 square foot addition on top of that, which would add an additional 5 people to that. Our intent was to be able to submit our application to include the 20,000 square feet as it was. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get all the paperwork required to do that at this point, so.
Have to be a second
It'll
stage.
be an amendment. We'll follow whatever lead we're supposed to follow there as far as amending it or just resubmitting a new, whatever. Pardon? Yes. Okay. Yeah, no, it's good to know, thank you.
Well, according to, Pete Police, that it was already pre-approved, and we're still trying to gather all that information.
The facilities that you're gonna consolidate here, where are their physical locations?
Gates is our primary, 15,000 square foot. Gates, actually probably Rochester mailing address is another 5,000. And then over in Henrietta is a 10,000 square foot facility. So the 3 would be moved out here.
And we're using half of the 10. That's where we use.
Of course, the sheet metal operations using half the 10,000 in Henrietta, but we're gonna move all the Henrietta out to here.
Thank you.
You anticipate your employees to move?
Yes.
They move.
Well,
Physically move to a residence?
No.
Commute.
Commute, okay, commute, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it actually, Victor plays, you know, as far as demographically, it's probably a hardship on, one person, that'd be the shop superintendent. Everyone else kind of has about the same commute from where we are now in Gates, so.
People on the east side are happy, people on the
Yeah.
west side aren't. People on the east side haven't been happy for a while.
Any other questions? You wanna make a motion to hold public hearing?
I'll move it.
Mark? With that, any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Righty, that was our new business, old business, Bob Foxon, we asked you to come in and just kind of give us a little update on the Little Common project there.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for inviting me back. I guess we met, what is it, a month or so ago? I can't remember the last two, was it 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So since then, we had a meeting with the town of Seneca. Talked a little bit about just a kind of overview of the project. I don't remember if we mentioned this last time, but one of the drivers at this point for the project is there's a investment tax credit at the federal level, which is depending on certain things, 30 to 40% of the project cost. And in order to qualify for that investment tax credit, we have to do what's defined as start of construction by the end of the year. So that has focused our attention to make sure that we achieve that goal. So we've been working closely with the county. Ryan was at actually the town meeting, as well as with people in Seneca. So we have a number of things that we're trying to do in terms of permits and so on. We have to get certain permits in place before we can start any site work. So we need a variance for the height, which we're in the process of getting. We're hoping to get that, this month or early next month, according to the schedule we laid out. I have a meeting tonight with the planning board in Seneca. We have a meeting with the zoning board of approval Thursday night, and in Seneca also. And then we have a consulting company, ERM, doing air permits for us, kind of in parallel to what's going on at the county, at the town level. And then Ryan and Suzanne are helping with the pilot program approval. So that's kind of, they've got a lot of things going in parallel now to try to, get this project to make sure we qualify for the credit. We made a couple of changes on the site plan, in part, at least as a result of some input we got at the latest town meeting. Oh, there's the picture, I didn't see it up there. So, we, can't remember what the old diagram looked like, but we're gonna be coming in off of Seneca Castle Road, with the trucks. Remember, you may remember there's 11 dairies that are involved. The furthest one away, I think, is about 14 miles, Ivy Lakes. So the trucks would come in off Seneca Castle. Here's 5 and 20 down at the bottom. And there's a way station here. And then we would load and unload in an enclosed building. We got some feedback on that, and it's common in Europe to load and unload in these enclosed buildings to make sure you don't get any odors. And so that was really, we had gone back and forth on that. So we finally decided to enclose that. So there'd be 2 unloading bays, if you will, inside of the building here. And then the dairy manure would go to a receiving tank here, and then to 4 digesters over here. This storage tank is for digestate, from after the digesters process the waste. There's what's called the digestate, so that goes back to the storage tank, and then the same truck that unloads the manure here is gonna then, he'll unload in one pipe. It's kind of a stand pipe about 8 or 10 feet high. They'll unload with a boom into one stand pipe, unload the manure, and then switch the boom over to the second stand pipe and basically suck in the digestate. So it's a pretty quick turnaround operation. Same as what we were talking about before, but it'd be indoors. And then down in this area is the gas upgrading equipment. There's a number of heat exchangers to help heat the digestate, help heat the manure coming in. We also have CO2 recovery equipment. So the 11,000 cows will produce about 11,000 tons a year of carbon dioxide. This would be food grade carbon dioxide that could be used for breweries, for beverages, for whatever commercial purposes. And we actually have a customer in Philadelphia that's going to come up and pick that up. We have a long-term agreement with them, actually a term sheet for the agreement at this point, for them to pick it up. So, and it's good for the project. It's from an economic standpoint, it's good for the atmosphere too, because we're keeping CO2 out of the atmosphere. These are actually potential future receiving tanks and storage tanks. It could be for manure. It could be we'd have to get a separate permit for this if we wanted to use food waste that could go into there. It would be not packaged waste. It would be just a liquid. It would be put into one of these standpipes, the same thing, so it would all be transferred indoors if we ever get to that point. We would need a state 360 permit to do that. So that's not currently planned. We don't have any supplies of food waste right now, but it might be something that would be beneficial at some point down the road. These are the 4 digester tanks. Initially, we would build 3 of these, but we're looking to get a site plan approval for 4, again, if there's dairy growth or some additional input of waste that comes in the future. We have a berm around the site here. I don't remember if this, where we were on this last time we met, but the total site area, there's 2 parcels actually. Total site area is about 10 acres, a little under 10. And turned out that about 20% of that is wetlands. A wetland survey done. I think that was probably since we met last time. And that was a little frustrating, but it is what it is. They couldn't do the wetland survey sooner because of the weather. I had to wait for certain weather conditions. But we're still able to fit everything within the site area that we have. These parcels here and here are owned by Casella. It'd be nice to have them, but they aren't interested in selling them. So, but we still have 8 good acres to work with, and everything. We were able to fit everything in that space. Trying to think if there's anything else. Any other questions or any questions?
John, were you here for? I know you're here.
Catching up to it. I have no questions.
Okay, just catching up, okay.
Thanks for the update.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
update,
thank you.
and, so you're working with, you're at the planning board tonight,
Yes.
and then you're waiting on, or you have to meet with the zoning board team?
Yeah, well, zoning board is Thursday night.
For the, area variance there.
The height and area variance. So Brett, I don't know if you know Marks Engineering, Brendan Marks, they're a civil firm based in Canandaigua. It's helping us with they do the drawing and so on. Oh, here's our schedules, thanks, Suzanne. So here's the, let's see, sketch plan review tonight, zoning board submission tomorrow. I think that's a deadline we have to meet, so Brendan is sending that in. Sketch plan review.
Okay.
And then we're looking for these other approvals along the way.
And we will likely hold the public hearing in early August, or if you want to wait till we have all the approvals, we can wait until then.
Let me hear that one, Suzanne.
Right, we already approved a public hearing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now we just need to set the date, so I guess that, probably the one thing that, we would need to know is when that date, when to set the date.
Oh,
Right, we've
okay.
already approved it, but
I see.
we have, we don't have a date set yet.
We could do it in early August, and then the IDA could vote on it later in August, or if you want to wait till you have all your approvals, that would move us back to September.
Can I think about that and talk to you?
Mhm.
Yeah, let me think about that one.
No other questions? All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
for coming in.
Everybody.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
Enjoy the, town of Seneca
it.
planning board.
Keep you guys posted.
Good. So, Jim, I think we approved updating the database and so on, but, you have some,
Already did approve it?
Last month, we approved the expenditure.
Get out of here.
So this is the third year, and for those of you who don't know, I do the real estate work, and that means driving through all the towns, talking with realtors, supervisors, so on and so forth, commercial, industrial properties, sites and buildings, and putting them on the GRE website, the Greater Rochester Enterprise website, which we're a member of. Companies that are looking for space, it's an easy pull from them, it's an easy access to see what we have. We have 95-ish properties, give or take. I'd say every 3 months, they change by 10 to 15%. New ones come, old ones go. Sometimes retail is stuck on there, and you do your best to get those off. And it helps us also, we have some leads from, that Ryan and Sue deal with from our, Greater Rochester Enterprise for site locations. Doing this is the third year, and, happy to ask any questions, answer any questions. Kind of fun, get to know where everything is, a lot of driving. Sometimes it fools you, sometimes, you think, geez, that's a property you didn't know of, but, sometimes it's hard getting information from the owner, the realtor, and because they don't understand what you do, so there's really, nothing's easy, it's kind of, it's a fun challenge, I like to. It keeps a headache off of Sue, we did it for years, so.
Questions? No questions, all righty. Geez, I don't know if I can leave it without, just out of curiosity, how many, I will say, and I won't hold you to the number, but just generally, how many properties in the county, how many are like available
In the what?
in the county? Roughly how many properties are out there that are?
I have 95 listed. There's probably another 15 that information would be nice, but you can only email and call so many times. So about 95, and again, that changes. For instance, across on North Street here in Canandaigua, just where the town meets the village, kind of across from the new YMCA, all those buildings just turned over, there's a private owner now. So those will come off. Maybe these will come off that these folks talked about. That's the Chief Police Building and Vector. So it's really, about every 4 months is about the right time to update it. So, yeah.
Start
Thank you.
beating the pavement, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, David.
Let's see. Yeah, now here. UTEP update, that's Brian.
I'm gonna pass it right on to Brian with the final update on UTEP for now. You'd like to inform the other board member that wasn't here, and of course, your viewing public, what happened at the governance committee.
I think it would be very appropriate for you to give the background, and then we'll chime in.
This is gonna be a
A
back
brief
and forth.
background.
Okay, brief. You've met me. So earlier this year, we started with the governance committee to take a look at our current UTEP, tax exempt policy and, make changes. Over the past couple months, with Barry and Ed's help, staff has put together a document for the governance committee to review, along with, the evaluative criteria, which you have all been given a copy of. The governance committee met prior to this meeting, to discuss if there was any further changes or edits. And what you have in front of you is actually, what is the final draft of the document that we now need to, go to public hearing for. So, okay. Is there anything that I missed?
Oh, no, you were very thorough
And brief?
and brief.
Brief and thorough. So that's what the next step would be. We're actually a little ahead of schedule. So at this point in time, the board could consider, sending this out for public hearing, which we would just need a motion and a vote on, and then we would start making that schedule up. I will continue to keep the entire board informed.
Yeah, I think at this particular point, Dave, would be, do you have any questions? You know, we've met prior, we've gone through drafts, everybody's been terrific in terms of, providing, background information and updating the policy. So it's really just for us to make that motion and vote. Just wanted to see if you had any concerns or questions.
I didn't necessarily, you know, it makes pretty good sense to me, so I didn't, I don't have any questions to ask of it. Yes, if you think we're ready,
I think we're ready. I think Mark and Deb think we're ready, correct?
Yep.
So if we need a formal motion, I'd like to make a motion that we advance the revised and updated UTEP policy,
Well, that we hold a public hearing for.
or a public hearing.
I'll second that.
made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Can work on getting the.
And we'll start scheduling it, and I will, update you on what that looks like.
Thanks for working on that.
There's one carry-in item.
Okay, we had a carry-in item.
To give you another brief, background, the Victor Senior Housing, developer came, to, ask us, sent us a letter, actually we received it today, to ask us for a waiver for our, insurance coverage, from $5 million to $3 million on the excess coverage. Governance committee met earlier today, to discuss that waiver, and Barry and Ed kind of helped walk us through some of the options. And actually, I think the governance committee has a really good recommendation for the full board to consider.
Basically, that is that the current requirement is, excess liability coverage of $5 million. In the surrounding areas, there's different variations. I think Wayne County has 5, Monroe has 3. But we've also determined, at least our opinion is, that the highest risk is at the construction process for the next year or two. So I'd like to make a recommendation that we hold fast on the $5 million coverage until the completion of the construction phase. And then look at doing further study and also bringing some outside input from insurance people to kind of update us on what we should be doing, or maybe what we should be looking at going forward for coverages, not only for existing businesses, but any future application. Appreciate that.
And, all set. Sounds good.
Just to clarify, and apologies if this was covered, but for this project, we're keeping it at 5 million through construction, but were we then dropping it to 3 million? Or were we going to explore it further? Because my notes indicated that maybe we were gonna drop it.
I thought we were gonna explore it further, see what the surrounding counties and get some insurance broker and.
Okay.
We would revisit it after construction is complete.
Yep.
And request again, how's that?
Better?
So I guess,
To make that motion.
that was a motion.
A second.
And seconded. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you all for, feeling
Thanks.
that as a walkout.
Right, now we're on to administrative. Let's see, we had in our packets there at some point, we have our meeting minutes from May 20th.
I'll move.
Moved. Mark,
Second.
and second, Deb. Any question on those? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. All right, airport update. Bob? Anything on the airport update?
No, nothing to add. The only significant item that's come up is, the FAA has announced that, generally, GA airports will be, subject to Title VI requirements, non-discrimination, which means we have to have a policy, Title VI policy in place. It's quite comprehensive. And most of the ones I've seen from, other airports, involve almost an entire department. So I've got to get some clarification from that. Talked to a lot of other airport managers in the same boat. They were unaware. The FAA has provided a template, but it's already on their 2025 AIP project funding checklist. So it's not in place here by probably middle of fiscal year 2025. Then we may not be eligible for the funding, the 95% funded projects we have. So we're working on it. It's not a hot potato yet, but I've gone through the entire 20-page outline of the policy plan, and it's a lot of demographics, collecting, posting, advertising, and compliance. Non-discrimination itself comes from the Civil Rights Act 1964, and it's only taken them 60 years. Yes, we've gotten away with not having to comply. So
now you have to go, so that sounds like it's from every level of your operation, this policy is gonna cover, huh?
Yeah, it's not just, there's some level of compliance for all tenants and contractors and anybody who operates on the facility, so.
And then is there quite a bit of reporting involved too? Reporting on your behalf or on the airport's behalf?
It's certainly updating and maintenance and demographic collection. The plan has to be updated every 3 years. The county has a plan. I looked it over. It doesn't conform at all to what the FAA is looking for, but it's a similar thing. And I believe our HR administrator is the Title VI coordinator. So it lists positions that don't exist in the IDA scope. So, as a coordinator, I could name me as manager, as coordinator, but also the investigator, the file complaint taker, and the form maker, and everything else. So it's a nice little bureaucratic fun tool. So.
You got a small organization, so you're gonna be a lot of hats on a lot of people, right?
Oh, yeah, it might preclude a lot of private airports that are in the NIPU system to not be eligible for federal funding, which is maybe why it's finally getting to that point where they're requiring us to conform to it. So we'll see. I've been talking to people at McFarland Johnson. They can help devise a plan, certainly consult on one. It's not that owners to have it. They give me the data resources, and we can put something together, but having it is one thing, maintaining compliance is another thing, so quite different.
Any
Yeah, I noticed in the report, it looks like we notified the insurance company requesting payment under the bond. We talked about that last month. Have we put this project back out to bid yet?
No, that'll report, I guess. Ed, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Well,
Yes, he's there.
he'll tell us about if he's heard anything from the bond, but, because I haven't heard. Given where we are in the construction time of the year, it probably won't likely bid this until the winter or next spring.
Okay.
Early next spring, the winter, I would think.
Any concerns? I mean, we obviously put it out to bid for a reason. It's been delayed. Any concerns with going the rest of this year and not having it done till next summer, spring?
Yeah, I mean, the FBO is operating out of the security building there, and the primary entrance is the gravel driveway. You know, it's maintaining that and the security of that, the gate. And, you know, just the passenger access. And one little thing is that, you know, Tom Smith behind you, he works for the FBO, and he'll tell you, you know, pilots and customers have to walk through a 2-inch deep mud puddle just to get to the security building from the ramp. So we're working at, we'll find a way to mitigate that, but that would have been taken care of. And just mostly the consumer access and you know, facilitate flight crews and so on would have helped a lot. And plus the security aspect of it, because a lot of fencing was part of that project too.
Any other, questions? Thanks, Bob. All right, we got a bunch of invoices there.
We got usual utilities, chemical. Oh, they're still running the parts there. Okay.
Yeah.
New supplier for diesel. I believe it was at state bid rates. It should be. We applied for that. Constellation. That's what is that? Constellation.
That is an
That's
energy
energy?
bill, yeah.
Yeah. All the big ones from the Farland are all part of either the generator project or the AWAS design. Those are all 95% covered by the FAA. We've wrapped up the AWAS design portion. That's completely closed, and I expect by the next meeting we'll have closed the generator project. And then the only active project we'll have is the AWAS construction, and that'll probably begin August, maybe September.
I have a weird question. Septic pumping comes up on a regular basis. I haven't been on the board long enough. Is it a holding tank or what's the?
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
One of the septic tank for one of our primary tenants is failed years ago, and the only resolution is to pump it. I mean, that's
And then we build them.
yeah. So it's
We bill them?
Yeah, that gets charged
Yeah.
back. So,
You're good.
yeah,
Thank you.
just started open.
There was one month, there was 2 pumpings. I'm like, I don't know what we're putting into that septic.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as it's being built back.
Yeah,
we're good.
it's.
Not our
yeah.
facility, and it
Yeah.
gets charged back, but it's on our property. That's why we manage it.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we want to make a motion to pay some bills?
So move.
Brian?
Second.
Mark, any other questions on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. And Brian, I think you have a department update for us.
Sure, I will be brief. Just a few quick things. And actually, I'm gonna take them out of the order I have right here. Want to skip, I'd like to welcome Supervisor Colley, John Colley from Naples. He came tonight, we spoke before the Board of Supervisors meeting on Thursday. He asked if he could stop in, kind of check it all out. We foresee that this group, along with the EDC, the Planning Board, are all going to be very closely tied to the Housing Ad Hoc Committee, which Supervisor Colley co-chairs, and Mark is our representative too. So I want to welcome him, thank him for coming in and listening in on the IDA meeting. There will be plenty more to come there, but just a couple quick brief things, and then Supervisor, if you want to mention anything else. We have public presentations that are ongoing. We have one in Geneva later this week. Action items I feel will soon be coming. Right now, it's kind of a little bit of learning the committee and also getting some things off the chest, which is an important part of this. And also, if you want, I'd be happy to review the makeup of the committee, but the EDC has a representative, the IDA, the planning board, two supervisors, Tom and Billy Wellman, and then staff, a whole lot of staff. So, anything that you would like to add, sir?
Nothing more than just wanting to catch up with the IDA. I haven't been to any meetings before, and since we're going to be working together, I thought I'd say hello.
Thanks for coming. The next 6 to 9 months look pretty strong for this group, actually look very busy for this group. And I just wanted to kind of give you that update. We have anywhere from 9 or 10 projects somewhere in the pipeline. Tonight, we had one of those that I'm counting going to public hearing. We've had a couple others that are nibbling at possibly moving in the county or expanding in the county. So we could be very, very busy. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that that's coming over the course of the rest of the year. The progress with the Board of Supervisors and the discussion about airport partnership has slowed a little. But I wanted to thank Supervisor Phillips. He made mention of that possible partnership 2-3 cycles ago. So the Board of Supervisors is now more aware than they have been in quite some time that the IDA is looking for a partnership. And I suspect that they'll start to pick up a little bit now that we're moving into budget creation season. Over the next 2 months, really, is when each staff will be presenting their proposed budgets to their committees, which mine is Planning and Environmental Quality. So we'll have those, and coincidentally, Supervisor Phillips is the chair for that committee, so I suspect that we will be having a little bit of a conversation about the airport in the next coming couple cycles. I just wanted to give you that update. I already talked about the housing ad hoc. Finger Lakes Railroad, this is another one of those projects that will be coming before you. They are interested in a new pilot with this county and 5 others. This is something that we just started working on recently. Sue and I met with both the railroad and the other 5 counties. So there's not a lot to report on here other than through this discussion, along with the county planning department, because we're doing a rail corridor study. In your packets, you will see a press release with the information on the first public hearing on the rail corridor study. But also the railroad would like to take the Board of Supervisors and this group on a ride down the rail to show you parts of the county from that perspective. They are looking at a Wednesday sometime in July or early August. I will send out some dates to everybody, and if you're available, please join us. It should be entertaining and informative to see. And last, but certainly not least, the department is for the 2nd year in a row hosting the Regional Economic Development Council here in county for CFA grant workshop at FLCC this Thursday. This is open to municipalities and businesses. We sent out invitations last week after we locked down the date and time. So we've already got 12, 15, right, Bridget, that have signed up so far. So it seems like it's going to be well attended again. 2 1-hour workshops. They'll get up and give a half hour. These are the grant buckets and how to apply for them, and then it's a Q&A round for about a half hour, and then we get everybody out. That is the department update.
Questions? Thanks, right? Okay, and I guess that's all of our business, huh? That's great. Need a motion to adjourn?
This one, and then we're gonna.
All right,
So
and we've got
Second.
Brian, and Mark, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. We have more.
We have more.
Oh,
You
wait,
have to,
there's
you have to
more.
open us again, Bridget.
Call to order.
So now we need yet another motion. for-
I make a motion to Dave Phillips, chair. Okay,
Second that motion.
so far, he's shown excellent leadership tonight.
He's done well.
He's done very well, and
I will,
I think much more efficient than the regular chair.
I will be texting our normal chair that there's a quarterback controversy here at the IDA.
That's okay.
He's gonna open the LDC.
So I made the motion.
Made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I guess I am chair. So what's our business for
We have
tonight?
approved minutes and pay a bill.
To approve the minutes of the, it was March 25th meeting. Move.
Second.
And seconded. Oh, any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. And we have two bills to pay. And here we have Philadelphia Insurance for $3,224.10. We have MMB Financial, let me see, $5,500.
That was for our audit, for the audit.
Audit services. Moved, and Mark, that was Mark moved, and
Second.
second Deb. Any question on those? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. And
We can adjourn
motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved. And who's gonna second?
Oh,
I will.
second.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Deb.
We'll fight over it.
Deb, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Good.
That is all.
Stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Well done, Dave. Round of applause.
Thank you, thank
Take care,
you.
everybody.
Good night, Ed.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Ed.
Yeah.
My brother, when he told me he wasn't gonna be able to be